Okay, all right. So, I gotta go in. Okay, and I don't always. In fact, I rarely really think about Eminem or even listen to his music. I like never listen to his music, and this is coming from a guy that listens to hip hop 24 fucking 7. Right? Like I listen to hip hop when I cook. You know what I'm saying? When I clean, like obviously if I'm browsing online, I got music playing in the background, and I never listen to Eminem. Like never. So he's not just in my radar like that. And I know about Eminem, trust me. So, but his name comes up every now and then, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he was whatever. And then I just kind of forget about it. But especially now with this whole Benny the Butcher thing, and then, of course, the whole DMX versus thing that kind of came up, I was just like, oh my God, I got to do this video. Like, I have to talk about this. You are not the only person that thinks Eminem sucks and has always sucked. Here is the kicker: he has always been kind of whack. Let me break it down for you. First time I ever heard Eminem was 99, I think. 98. Whenever My Name Is came out, okay? Because again, I'm a man of a certain age. I'm 36. So I had Slim Shady LP on tape. I bought it, because I just bought whatever was the kind of new rap release and things like that. And again, I'm a hip hop fan, so like if there's a new cat, Eminem was a big deal. Like he was getting marketed like crazy. He was this white dude who could kind of rap, and it was like okay, it was funny. I was like, all right, let me check it out. And I bought the tape. Here's the issue I have with Eminem. Well, maybe I should start off with actually what's good about Eminem, because Eminem is not 100% garbage. He's not like that. I'll start off with what's good, and I think this is where it always goes really left for me when I hear people talk about Eminem, because they give Eminem way more props than he deserves. They start saying he is really amazing, but nah, let's cut that out. He's not amazing as shit. Okay, let's be real here. Okay, Eminem is decent at certain things. There's nothing amazing about Eminem. I've never heard Eminem been like, oh my god, like this is like top tier rap ever, ever. I've never heard anything like that from Eminem. I've heard this is really, this is kind of clever. Oh, this is actually kind of like surprisingly interesting. But I've never heard anything that's made me go, whoa, holy shit. Did you just hear that song? Can you rewind that? That's some crazy shit. That's always gonna stick with me. You know what I mean? Eminem has never delivered a verse like Winter Wars. And that's again when I talk about frame of reference, man. I remember hearing Winter Wars for the first time, Cappadonna. Okay, when the dude was like, every other day my whole dress code switch. Like, and I was just like, holy shit! I mean, like, rewind that. Okay, like we're talking that Winter Wars verse. Um, every day. Like I have to kind of backtrack in my mind. Pardon me. Let me try and remember how that verse goes. Um, I smoke a blunt and dial 917 9603111, and I can give you you can get long day hip hop affection. I damage any MC that come in my direction. I'm Stan Allen, best son. Fuck what you heard. Niggas still talking that shit is absurd. My repertoire is USSR. PLO style got rammed out the car and ran over by the Method Man Jeep. Divine can't define my style. It's so deep like pussy. Like, yo, that shit. Like, I haven't heard that song in a minute, okay? And like that shit was burned in my brain the moment I heard that. That's what I'm saying with this rap stuff, man. Like there's levels to this shit. And like Eminem has never been there. Okay? He just hasn't been when you're just like, oh, that's some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on at the supermarket recently, and I was telling my friend about how like I'm at the supermarket. I was like waiting in line for some shit, right? This COVID times, and how that Capadonna line, I know you want to diss me, but I can read your mind because you weak in the knees like SWV, trying to cop a title like Ooh Killer B. You know what I mean? Like little things like that just kind of come to your mind when you listen to hip hop a lot. But that's my point. Like Eminem is decent with the pen. Decent. Not amazing. He's decent with the pen. Okay? But he's only sometimes decent with the pen. Because a lot of his rhymes ain't really about nothing that you're gonna be like, oh my god, like that's really gonna stick with me, and that's some inspirational or some super fly shit or whatever. It's like kind of borderline gimmicky, poppy cornball shit, and I understand that that is gonna ring true to like the emo crowd and those who are on the outside of this hip hop shit, and because they can't relate to real niggas doing it. I get that, but you're precisely outside of hip hop for a reason, okay? And it's not even because we're like, nah, get the fuck away from us. Like, you don't really want to be around us. You don't really want to be around black people like that. So, of course, why would I take your opinion seriously on this rap shit when I know that you clearly don't give a fuck about us? Anyway, so Eminem's pen never been there for me personally. Now, my favorite two songs by Eminem, or I should say three songs Eminem has ever done. The best thing I've ever heard from Eminem is the Dead Wrong remix. I got 7 different levels to them. Human sacrifices, cannibalism, nexusism, animals having sex from camels, mammals, and rabbits, but I don't get into that. I kick the habit, I just beat you to death with weapons that eat through the flesh and never eat you unless the meat looks fresh. I got a 9 in my pocket, I'm lying. I got a 9 in my pocket, and baby, I'm just dying to cock. You ready for war? I'm ready for war. I got machetes and swords for any who said he was raw. My Uzi, heavy as yours. Now, you heard me before. That's the best shit I've ever heard from him. I said this years ago. I say it now. That to me is Eminem at his absolute best. And that's a great verse, and it's a funny verse. It fit with the record. He was on point, okay? He sounded, I would say, just as good as Big on that song. But this is where people get it twisted. They go, just because you can sound as good as Big on one song doesn't mean you are actually as dope as Big. Because that side of Big that he displayed on Dead Wrong, that's one aspect of the many sides of Big. Big went into a horrorcore shit real quick, did a fantastic classic song, right? Then he moved on to some stylistic shit, right? Where he's hypnotized and shit like that. Then he moved on to some radio shit for the ladies. Then he moved on to suicidal thoughts. Then he moved into some street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some bangers, tunnel banger type shit, unbelievable. Then he moved on to, some Scarface. Who the fuck is this? Paging in the morning, crack of dawn, and while I'm yawning, shit like that. There were so many styles to Big, and he was crazy at all of them. Eminem has never done that. So you cannot be as big as Big. You cannot be as dope as Big when we've only heard you rock one type of style for your entire fucking career. And that entire style is, I'm the goofy white boy that talks about drugs and killing, my moms and getting raped and whatever, right? And that's just one thing. It's the horrorcore thing done to the point of parody. And it's corny, right? It's one style. Niggas have done that. Nas touched on it briefly. Wu had little, grave diggers. Like, people have done that shit. It's an old style. It's been done. By the time Eminem started doing that shit had been played out. Okay? So again, y'all are giving this nigga credit for stuff that don't even make sense to me. All right? Like, you just, you cannot be as dope as someone by one verse alone. It doesn't make any sense. But then that's the media rushing to give you props. Okay? And of course they're rushing to give you props because you're white. And at the end of the day, white people want to see other white people in black art forms. Okay? The media knows this. You know it. Right? And they just have to attend. They just have to be mediocre. In fact, a lot of times they can be below mediocre and still, sort of exist in the art form. That's the sad reality. Don't hate on me for telling you what's actually facts. Eminem is mediocre. He always has been mediocre. You know why he's mediocre? His voice is mediocre. The pitch of it is kind of mediocre. Doesn't mean that he's horrible. I mean, he's pretty decent, I guess. But he's like a Chino XL rapper to me. Like, you can never be in the top echelon just on that. Like, you haven't even gone past the people in your own, like, raucous camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga wants to battle DMX. Why? You wouldn't even survive a battle with Talib Kweli. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, the voice with Eminem, vocally, I think it's, like, not quite there. And the problem I find with Eminem, too, is that Eminem's flow is horrible. And again, when I say flow, it's just how you kind of deliver your sort of your beat, like on the beat, the rhythm and shit. Eminem doesn't rap on dope beats. Most of his beats are trash, and they're for a reason. Okay, because if Eminem was to rap on some real hard shit, some fucking primo, peep rock, RZA, all that shit. If he was gonna rap on some real shit, it's gonna expose how rhythmless his flow really is, and how he's actually not that great at writing a beat. You know, every now and then, of course, forgot about Dre. He's okay, but even again, those beats aren't really like rhythmically complex like that, where you're kind of like, oh, you got to find the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, M's not that great at that shit. M like does these sort of like Dust Brothers beats where it's like almost alternative rock. Yeah, it's not quite hip hop like that, and he knows that, and I know that. Like, let's be honest here. So I can't give you props, right? You're not going to be Rakim level. Rakim rapped on some cutting edge production in his day, cutting edge hip hop production. Eminem raps on like alternative rock shit. You're not that nice, okay? And a lot of his, music has just aged like dog shit to me, man. Like, it was bad then. Again, there's a couple of songs that are okay, but they're not songs I ever be like, yo, that was my shit. I love to hear that song over and over again. He just ain't got it, man. Against DMX, he get fried. Again, I don't even think Eminem could battle Talib Kweli. Let's be honest here. Let's be real on some hip hop shit. Put Talib Kweli versus Eminem. Talib Kweli would eat him. So, I mean, I can go in and in. A lot of this stuff, do you look at modern rap that, where these guys are like a little pumpish and stuff like that, and they just round about sipping, taking drugs and doing dumb shit and like being poppy and all that shit. That's all Eminem shit. That's Eminem brought that into the game, rapping about NSYNC and shit like that. He's a pop artist, man. He always has been, and doesn't mean that he can't rap a little bit, but when Cats is like top 10, top 20, the nigga is not even top. And I don't even put him in the top 50, honestly. Of all time, nah, nah. Anyway, feel free to get mad. It is what it is, man. Free society. Later.